NBA quick hits for Sunday the 13th of September. Again, we just had the one game. It's getting depressing having to say that because you know the season's coming to an end when there's only one game on every day. Lakers, Rockets, Game 5. Similar story to Game 4. Lakers came out blistering from three-point land. They started on a 13-2 run. There was shot making from KCP, Danny Green, Morris. Then you had LeBron seeking out Covington on switches. Not only that, LeBron was playing phenomenal help defense, and he's done it all series in terms of being that rim protector. So Westbrook catches the ball in the middle and tries to attack LeBron. LeBron goes straight up, keeps vertical, doesn't foul, blocks Westbrook, and then takes the ball the other way. So when LeBron's locked in like that, when he's coming across playing help defense like that, they're going to be a tough beat, the Lakers. And then you have the bench. The bench is hyped for every play. I think the chemistry of this Lakers team might be the best in the playoffs, other than the Miami Heat, because they're in every play. They're involved in every play. Yes, they're on the sidelines, but they're up and about. They're invested. So it's something that going forward will obviously give the team a big boost with no fans. And another quick thing to note is, even though the Lakers had an extremely dominant first half, Anthony Davis didn't score his first basket until 2.5 minutes left in that second quarter. So with all that dominance and Anthony Davis wasn't a contributor on the scoreboard, really shows that, the Lakers were in it and they wanted to wrap this up in 5. From the Rockets side of things, it was a case of just the bad shots versus the good shots, and that the fact that the bad shots outweighed the good, and then the poor defense combined with the good defense. So way too much of the bad defense, and I'll speak about that now and put in clips. So for firstly the offense, the bad shots, that was just when the ball wasn't moving. It either stayed in one person's hands and then they took a shot in isolation, or it was only one pass and then into a shot. And it was clear as day to see the good shots compared to the bad shots, because that one pass then shoot type offense was happening way too frequently. The good shots was then the opposite. The good shots was after the ball was being swung at least 3 times, forced the Lakers defense to help multiple times, which the Rockets were able to get good 3-point looks out of, or they were able to get the ball into the middle. There was a play where Westbrook caught it and then kicked it out to Rivers for a good shot, or even just simply finding the mismatch. Russ was able to do it once on Kuzma, and then he attacked the basket, so he was just playing to his strengths. For the defensive side, looking at the bad first, Rivers and Covington, there was a particular play where they had their back to the play. Harden left KCP to play help defense on AD, and then no one was on KCP because Rivers and Covington had their back to the play and it was an easy layup. Then you had LeBron bringing the ball down after a made basket from Houston, Harden not picking up Kuzma, LeBron just passed it to Kuzma and Kuzma took it in for an easy layup. So it's just not taking responsibility, it's not staying focused and just taking care of the little things. But you compare that with a couple of times where there was some really good stuff, and that was when Rivers was competing on a mismatch. So he had LeBron on him, he was fighting LeBron off, and then Westbrook came across and helped Rivers and got the steal. And then on another possession, Rivers was guarding Morris, again fighting with Morris to get position. Then Jeff Green came across and helped Rivers, got the block on Morris, and they got through. So again, similar to the good shots, just not enough of it. The good defense, just not enough of it. Those were probably the only 2 plays that I could pick out defensively where I was very impressed. But you got to do that more than twice in a game, that's obvious. But the play that summed it up for me and told me that the game was over, early in the second quarter, Eric Gordon had just come onto the floor, so he was fresh. Harden then turns the ball over, and Eric Gordon and Westbrook don't run back. So the Lakers then go the other way, score the layup, and I think Eric Gordon and Westbrook barely make it past halfway by the time the Lakers have scored. So effort's a choice. Houston decided to not put in effort so they can take another vacation. From the Houston perspective, changes probably need to be made, whether that's D'Antoni gone, maybe Morey gone as well, and then finding a way to just get more contributors on both sides of the ball. But the issue with that is they don't have the cap space and they don't have the draft picks to be able to make any trades. So things are looking very grim if you're a Houston Rockets fan. For tomorrow, it's Denver Clips Game 6, early tip-off at 3 a.m. So I'll see you then.